diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
I chose a career at Confluence Health because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence Health. Come grow with us.
Way swung on a fly ball. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is back on the NCW Live channel. Join us Friday, June 16th as the Apple Sox host the Kelowna Falcons. Coverage brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and more. Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. Your television home for Apple Sox.
It is Friday, last day of the work week, and well, we're pretty happy about that. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 9th day of June, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. If you have to rank all the days of the week in order, you would have to put Friday in the top 7. I think you would have to. Everybody's waking up this morning. They're thinking, first of all, it's very muggy and it's very warm. It's 66 degrees. The blanket is covering the Wenatchee Valley, all in north central Washington. But what happened to the big dramatic thunderstorms and the heavy rain we were supposed to get? We did get some wind, but that was all we get. That big system slid way to the south. It kind of just missed us altogether. We were supposed to get anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch of rain. They barely had enough to even register on the rain scale. Omak was supposed to get over an inch of rain. They got a trace. I mean, what happened? It took another direction, is what it did. But we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to rain, and we need the rain. We're way behind on our annual rainfall. We're still going to have some scattered showers today. The low was basically right over the Oregon-Washington border down there in Pendleton and Hermiston, spinning around counterclockwise as these things do. So it's still going to feed some moisture our way. It looks like, for the most part now, during the day we're going to get some off and on rain. But by the time they begin the commencement exercises for the Wenatchee High School class of 2023 at 8 o'clock tonight, it will be dry. It looks like it. Anyway, still a chance of rain, but I think we're going to have a dry commencement exercises. And don't forget, we will be televising the Wenatchee High School commencement exercises live right here on the NCW Live channel at 8 o'clock tonight. Proud to bring that to you. What else we got going on? We'll do the weather forecast. One day of this, and then summer returns in a rather rapid way. By the time we get to the weekend, we'll have that. We'll have the news. We'll have sports. No Mariner results because they didn't play, but they're playing today in Anaheim. And Apple Sox couldn't quite pull off the victory last night. Highlights of that, if you will, when we get to sports. In the back half of the program, we had a nice visit with our good friend Alan Walker, the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. We've been following their capital campaign rather closely here. They want a brand new headquarters where they can consolidate all of their operations in one campus. Good news from Alan regarding that. And some bad news too. We'll get to all that in the back half of the program. It's 3 minutes after the hour. Our festivities begin with our cameras around the valley. And we begin, of course, with the Wenatchee Heights camera. That is zoomed as far back as it can go, I think. I don't think it can go any farther back than that. As we look out over the valley, you can see the clouds hanging around. Just some light drizzle coming. And again, if you're wondering where the rain's going to come from, all you have to do is go outside and look to the southwest, and that's where the systems will be coming from. But we didn't get anything. It kind of just didn't happen. When the atmosphere is this unsettled, it's really hard to do a pinpoint forecast for thunderstorms and rain because it's just things can change in a matter of half an hour, 45 minutes. And that's kind of what happened yesterday. We had 76. No, we didn't. We had 89. We had 89 yesterday. Normal high 76. 89 rather muggy degrees on a Thursday. That's 7 days in a row now that our afternoon high has been above normal, oftentimes well above normal. We'll actually be a little below normal today. We're not going to get much warmer than the 66 we have right now, as a matter of fact. Let's check in with Omi Gardens. Well, not Omi Gardens itself, but the camera located at the very tip of Omi Gardens. It's a little pathway that goes out, and that's where we have a camera located. It looks like they have one of this, maybe a spill gate and a half opened at Rocky Reach Dam. The Columbia River course is still up there. A friend of mine played a softball game at Walla Walla Point Park on Wednesday, and the mosquitoes were so bad at Walla Walla Point Park for their softball game, they just quit playing. Everybody was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes down there because the water is high and it's still, and there's a lot of places. Oh, speaking of mosquitoes, I think I just saw one. Good morning to Rocky Reach Dam and Lake Annie. Yep. Monitor. The camera looks out over Monitor, the town, so to speak. I don't think Monitor is incorporated. You can see the irrigation ditch to your right, the highway to your left, the Wenatchee River, and beautiful Cashmere. Congratulations to Cashmere's class, by the way. They graduate today as well. It looks like they might be getting a little bit of rain in the north part of the valley. It's what I'm seeing from this view. Anyway, again, just very light rain here in Wenatchee as we speak. Into the Arundel Rock camera. We got some high clouds, so I mean low clouds. That means we're kind of limited. Some of the higher cameras, we can't see anything, so what's the point? There's another view of Lake Annie Highway 97 and Highway 2 on your left, and that's zoomed out quite a bit as well. Nice views there, and of course Lake Annie looks like a lake, even though it's actually a river. Let's not get into that. Okay, let's get to it. Forecast from the National Weather Service. Here we go. We're already at 66, going to only get up to about 72. Hit and miss rain most of the day today. There's still a band of moisture that's working its way through. It's not done yet. Very little in the way of wind. We'd like that. And again, it looks like the rain should be done by 8 o'clock tonight. And we're not looking at serious rain. When we get to the very warmest part of the day, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, a pop-up thunderstorm with some heavy rain is possible, but it looks like the system will be past the Wenatchee Valley by 8 o'clock tonight when commencement exercises begin. So there you go there. Chance of rain goes down to 30% tonight. And then another ridge of high pressure rebuilds itself. The low pressure is going to be shoved off to the other direction. High pressure over the Pacific will begin to build into the region. So there we go, back up to 80 on Saturday with still some lingering clouds from the system that's already with us. Sunday back up to 88, and then into the 90s we go with lots of sunshine. It is June. It's the longest days of the year. Sunrise this morning was at 5:04. Sunset tonight, 8:56. That's 15 hours and 52 minutes of daylight, about as long as the days go, and it'll stay that way, really, for the next 3.5 to 4 weeks. 6 minutes after the hour, grab your cup of coffee and come right back. In 2.5 minutes, we'll have your news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Motion e-bikes is rolling out its new line of Avented e-bikes. Come in today and save $300 on the top-selling Aventon Adventure. Motion is Central Washington's home for affordable e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building in downtown Wenatchee.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill, located in East Wenatchee. Highlander Golf Course has added 2 state-of-the-art full-swing simulators. Food and drink service is available from our full-service bar and grill, offering breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Indoor and outdoor seating available. Call Shalane, our on-site coordinator, to schedule your special event.
It's just a little bit of light rain here in the Wenatchee Valley, a few other locations in our viewing area. Getting some pretty steady rain. It is 66 degrees. We're only going to get to the lower 70s today. Hit and miss showers tapering off in the evening hours. Sunshine returns on Saturday, and we go right back to hot weather by the early part of next week. It's 10 minutes after the hour. The Washington State Supreme Court ruling on Wednesday against a Rock Island murder suspect seeking to suppress the evidence from a police search that discovered his wife's lifeless body. 73-year-old Ului Tulilo has been in jail since the July 2018 death of his wife Peggy. Peggy was found in their home dead from a gunshot wound. Now, Tulilo has yet to go to trial, but in January, the Supreme Court heard his argument that a Douglas County Sheriff's deputy had no legal authority to enter their parked trailer to check on Peggy's welfare after she was reported late for work on that day. Peggy had previously reported instances of domestic violence allegedly committed by her husband. Well, the court ruled 7-2 that the entry was justified under the state's community caretaking exception that allows police to enter a residence if they have reason to believe that a person is in need of emergency aid. The ruling means that Tulilo's long-delayed trial on charges of both first and second-degree murder can now go forward in Douglas County Superior Court. An Issaquah man is charged with vehicular assault 2 years after allegedly causing a crash in Chelan County that injured a passenger. The accident itself happened way back on June 13th of 2021. That's when 31-year-old Alexei Avakov allegedly rolled his 2020 Tesla Model Y just north of Blewett Pass on Highway 97 after allegedly consuming alcohol and a cannabis edible. The Tesla was believed to be in self-driving mode at that time. Well, the Washington State Patrol said a breathalyzer test found that Avakov had a blood alcohol reading of 0.075%, which is not the legal limit, which is 0.08% to define legal intoxication. One of his passengers, by the way, suffered a broken elbow in that accident. Chelan County prosecutors filed the vehicular assault charges at the end of May. He was summoned. Avakov was to appear in Superior Court yesterday. 3 individuals have been recognized by the North Central Educational Services District for their contributions to career readiness in young people. Grant Story, Career and Technical Education Director, Dual Credit and Technology Coordinator for the Methow Valley School District, was awarded the 2023 Visionary Award for his leadership and innovative strategies in those programs. The 2023 Keystone Award, presented to Grant County PUD Community Engagement Public Affairs Officer Annette Lovett, that was for her above and beyond support for career-connected learning initiatives. And finally, Ash Kuntz, who's a STEM service manager for the NCW Libraries, was presented the 2023 Spark Award for her ability to create unforgettable experiences for students. The regional network was established in 2019 and united over 400 leaders from different sectors and roles who have contributed to career-connected learning efforts across Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. The Cascade School District has hired a new business and finance director. Brenda Grabsky, who was recently employed with the Quincy School District, has over 20 years of experience in the high school setting as a career and technical education teacher. Grabsky holds both an accounting degree and an MBA and plans to combine her classroom experience and prior experience in corporate accounting to her new role. Grabsky is replacing retiring business and finance director Dwight Remick. She will officially assume her role on July 1st. And this year is going to be the last year for the annual Saul Gallegos Memorial Run. It's held each June to commemorate the fallen Chelan County Sheriff's Officer, Deputy Saul Gallegos, who was shot and killed while making an arrest 20 years ago. The fun run was created to celebrate his memory and to raise educational funds for his 4 children. Organizers say after 20 years of the event, that mission has largely been accomplished. The final run is scheduled for Saturday, June 24th at Singleton Park in Manson. Online registration costs $30 and it closes on June 19th. You can sign up for your runner number or simply make a donation by going to the event's website, salmemorialrun.com. And that's the news at 14 minutes after the hour. The news on TV will air on TV because we're a TV station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6, and 10 on this very television station. The 10 o'clock edition of the news may be a little late depending on how long the Wenatchee High School commencement exercises run, but the news will be on. And then if you want to watch it at your own volition on the World Wide Web, you can do so right around 5 o'clock by going to our Facebook page, our website, or our homepage, ncwlife.com. And by golly, those are 3 ways you can get a hold of us, plus our email address, news@ncwlife.com, if you have a news tip. When we come back, we'll preview the 3-game weekend series between the Mariners and the Angels. Apple Sox highlights as well. Talk a little Seahawks minicamp and more awards for Cashmere's own Haley Van Lith. Sports is 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Los bebés nacen aprendiendo. En los primeros años de vida, 1 millón de conexiones neuronales se forman por segundo. El aprendizaje temprano es crítico. El programa de apoyo temprano para niños por medio de NCSD tienen profesionales listos para apoyar familias que tienen preocupación con el desarrollo de sus niños. Proveen recursos, información y apoyo individual en el hogar, en los condados de Chelan, Douglas y Grant. Favor de comunicarse. Los bebés no pueden esperar.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him. So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
17 minutes after the hour, Mariners are in Anaheim taking on the Angels. First of a 3-game series tonight. Seattle coming off a 1-1 visit to San Diego as they prepare to take on an LA team. Los Angeles is 34-30 so far this year. Tonight's game, a pitcher's duel. Luis Castillo taking on Shohei Ohtani. Castillo was 4-3 with a 2.55 ERA. Ohtani 5-2 with a 3.30 ERA. First pitch at Angel Stadium, 6:38. But the only way to watch the game is on Apple TV Plus, which sucks because I don't have that. That's okay, I'm working tonight anyway. Just 2 games in the American League West last night. Toronto completes a 3-game sweep of Houston, 3-2. Alejandro Kirk's RBI ground rule double highlighted a 5-run 5th inning for the Jays. Joe Adell blasting a 451-foot home run in his first at-bat of the season for the Angels last night. They beat the Cubs 3-1, so LA comes into the series with Seattle, sweeping 3 games from the Cubs. Seahawks wrapped up minicamp yesterday in Renton. Coach Pete Carroll happy with the work put in. Is he ever not happy? Carroll says after going through OTAs and now this minicamp, there's a real feeling of carryover from a great rookie class a season ago that, of course, helped the Seahawks make the playoffs.
I said this before, and it's really the truth. We can feel the carryover from the way the last group came in. These guys have done the same thing. They've been on it. They've been working hard. They've been studying. They look like the guys we drafted, you know, and we're hoping to see. And it's been across the board. So it's been really positive. They're in good shape right now, and the big challenge is to send them off after next week, you know, where they stay with it and they get in the best condition of their life. So that's the challenge for us. But they've done everything we asked of them, and it's been really positive.
So who was Pete Carroll praising during his press conference? A top-flight rookie, maybe a wily veteran? No. He singled out praise for a guy who last year got to see a lot of playing time because of injuries.
Michael Jackson's had the best camp of anybody. He's had a great camp, and he's stepped up for the challenge of it. Had just a really productive, almost a dominant camp for us, you know, and so that's great to see that. We need it.
Next up, passing camp. I don't know what the hell that is, and then they're off until training camp begins in late July and early August. Kashmir grad Haley Van Lith has another gold medal to add to her collection. She and her Team USA won the FIBA 3-on-3 World Cup title on Sunday. They beat France in the title game 16-12.
Move some bodies. Lene, with the bullet pass to Haley, a.k.a. the voice, Boz Rosendahl, a.k.a. the Mountain. That was missed, but Van Lith, she will finish the leftovers. And they're going to get it to Haley Van Lith. Van Lith, she's in her mood like Ice Spice. Bajé will let it go. That rebound to go to Van Lith, and she's going to run the timeout. And USA will end that 8-year drought. They are golden once again. What a tournament for the American women who stopped the French from winning it back-to-back years. This new squad is going to go golden.
Just blessed, man. Like, this team has come such a long way. We lost our first game to Canada, and we were just so tough. We didn't let any adversity, we didn't let any refs, we didn't let any fans affect us, and I'm really proud of this team.
All right, what you should be proud of is your defense, though, because you guys locked up French in this game. I know you take personal pride in that, though. Talk about your game plan.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they're very defensively strong as well, so if they were going to make it tough on us, we were going to make it tough on them, and I think we knew the scouting report really well. We forced them into shots they don't normally like to take, and it just went our way today.
All right, first gold medal for the U.S. women's on the senior level since 2014. I know you know that. What does it mean for your team and your program?
You know, it's such an honor to play for Team USA. To be picked as one of the four is a huge accomplishment to begin with, and then we go and win the gold medal for our country, and the words can't describe it. Just God is good. That's all I can say.
All right, I know you want to go celebrate, but give me your thoughts for the people back home, though.
I love you guys. Go USA!
All right, good luck.
Of course, as you know by now, she entered the transfer portal. After the conclusion of this year's college basketball season, she's going to go to LSU next year after graduating from Louisville with a bachelor's degree. Apple Sox dropped the rubber game of their 3-game series with Springfield last night. The final was 5-2. The Drifters, jumping on the Apple Sox defense, cashed in on 3 second-inning errors. They scored 4 runs, wins the series 2-1. Joel Norman with the call on Sunny FM video, courtesy of Pixelot TV.
3 balls and no strike. Runners at the corners and 2 down. Runner from first takes off. This pitch is in there for a strike. Throw to second cannot be handled. The runner from third broke anyway. It's going to be a double steal to result in a run scoring. Gage Bruce to second, and Jace Miller comes home. It's 4-1 now, Springfield. Brian Hyder comes set, delivers a pitch that is swung on, hit out toward left center field. A long run over for Bruce. He dives and he can't make the play. It is backed up in left field by Lauderdale, but sliding into second is Austin Bunn. And that will be a double to left center field off of his bat. Third hit of the game for the Sox. Kennedy, a high chopper over the mound. This could be a tough play. The throw to first is not in time from Mullins, and it gets away. So it looks like that might be a single, and we'll see if he is awarded second as well. He should be, and he will be. So it'll be a single and an error. And with that ball going out of play, it looks like as well a late call here. Austin Bunn was awarded home plate. Makes sense with him going from contact on second. He is awarded home. So it's a single and a throwing error. No RBI for Kennedy. But on the play, Bunn does come in to score. So the Apple Sox are now only down by 2 runs now. It's 4-2. Runner at third. Infield is in. Mullins connects on the second offering. This should be deep enough to get the run in. It will be caught on the fly by Hoyland. Weaves that one in. Cut off by Ponce. And in to score comes Dryden. Olin with the high blue socks. Pants about at his knees. Here's the pitch from Hiruma. This is swung on, hit out toward left center. It's shallow, and it is dying fast, but a diving attempt made, and it's a catch for Gage Bruce to win this series for Springfield. The Drifters win the rubber match and take down the Apple Sox in this one by a 5-2 score.
Next up, Victoria. The Harbor Cats coming to town with the first of 3 games at 6:35. Tomorrow's game starts at 7:05 because there'll be fireworks afterwards. Sunday is a matinee at 1:05. Other West Coast League action for last night. Take a look at the scores. Your winners, Corvallis, Portland, Ridgefield, Kelowna, and Bellingham. So the Harbor Cats, as we look at the standings, come into town with a perfect 6-0 mark in West Coast League play, with a game in front of Bellingham and 2 games in front of Wenatchee. Finally, let's talk WVSO real quick. It's the bump to pass. There's the standings for the West Coast League, I just told you. Bump to pass tomorrow night in the quarter-mile asphalt. That means that you have to hit the car in front of you before you can pass the car. Also called driving in Southern California. Gates open at 4:30, racing at 6, and those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. For the Obscura holiday, happy National Donald Duck Day today, because he made his debut on this date back in 1934. He has a middle name. It's Fauntleroy. I didn't know that. Donald Duck, during World War II, got an Oscar award for cartoons that he made about serving in the Army during World War II. Donald Duck has his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Probably didn't know that. But it always begs the question, why does Donald Duck wear a top but no bottom, and Mickey Mouse wears a bottom but no top? These are the questions we ask ourselves here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Today in history, floods are not supposed to kill 238 people, but it certainly did in the Black Hills of South Dakota. 15 inches of rain fell in about 30 minutes. A big dam got all clogged up with overflowing water and debris, and the dam finally burst. 238 people are killed, $160 million in damages, 770 homes destroyed, 2,000 homes damaged, 5,000 vehicles destroyed. The Great Flood of the Black Hills of South Dakota, 51 years ago today. On that exact same day, rock and roll history is made. At Madison Square Garden in New York City, Elvis Presley made entertainment history by beginning the first of 4 sold-out shows at Madison Square Garden. Nobody had ever done this before. Among the celebrities in the audience, Bob Dylan, Art Garfunkel, Paul Simon, John Lennon, George Harrison, David Bowie. They were all there. The shows were recorded and released as an album. Elvis has recorded live at Madison Square Garden. It's not his best show, but it's still history. And 50 years ago today, 50 years ago today, Secretariat wins the Belmont Stakes, and with it, for the first time in 25 years, the Triple Crown in one of the most amazing horse races ever. If you've never seen the video, buckle your seatbelts.
We're ready to go for this tremendous Belmont Stakes. Everybody's in line, and they're off. Looks like the early lead goes to My Gallant. Yes, My Gallant going for the lead with Price and Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leaders. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly. And now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. My Gallant has third behind them. Then it's Twice a Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting ahead in front as they move around the turn with Secretariat second. Then there's a large gap. Make it 8 lengths back to My Gallant in third and Twice a Prince fourth. And Private Smiles is still the trailer. They're on the backstretch. It's almost a match race now. Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on My Gallant, who is third by ahead, with Twice a Prince fourth. Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field. They continue down the backstretch, and that Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about a length and a half. Still Sham, 10 lengths back. My Gallant, Twice a Prince. They're moving on the turn now. For the turn, it's Secretariat. He looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. Make it 3, 3 and a half. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Sham is second, and then it's a long way back to My Gallant and Twice a Prince. They're on the turn. Its Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile in 109 and 4/5. Secretariat is widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today as My Gallant and Twice a Prince are both coming up to him now. But Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 16th of a mile away from the rest of the horses. Secretariat is in a position that seems impossible to catch. He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Twice a Prince has taken second, and My Gallant has moved back to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance. He hits the finish 25 lengths in front. It's going to be Twice a Prince second, My Gallant third, Private Smiles fourth, and Sham, who had it today, dropped back to fifth. An amazing, unbelievable performance by this miracle horse. And look at Mrs. Tweedy. She's having the time of her life. She and Lucian Lauren, who own this most magnificent animal, who has today run the most sensational Belmont stake in the history of this race.
So to recap, Secretariat wins the Kentucky Derby in the fastest Kentucky Derby ever run. That record has not been broken. Then 2 weeks later won the Preakness in the fastest Preakness ever run. That record has never been broken. And then on the state 50 years ago today, wins the Belmont in the fastest Belmont ever recorded. That record has never been broken. In fact, the 1.5 mile record that Secretariat set is the all-time record in any race course anywhere. And by the way, 5,427 winning tickets were not cashed. They probably kept them as souvenirs. 50 years ago today, birthdays. Night and day, I got you under my skin. Cole Porter, legendary, and he's the only significant Broadway composer who wrote his own lyrics. Most of them, they wrote the music, and a collaborator wrote the words, but not Cole Porter. He wrote the words and the music. The legendary Cole Porter, born in the state in 1891. Another musical legend, Les Paul, the only man to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Inventors Hall of Fame. He invented the solid body electric guitar, the great Les Paul, born in the state in 1915. Jackie Wilson, Mr. Excitement. Reet Petite, the finest girl you ever want to meet. Just play the music, you know what I'm talking about. We miss Jackie Wilson, born in the state in 1934. And celebrating 62nd birthdays today, Michael J. Fox, 62 years old today. And Aaron Sorkin, the great screenwriter, is also 62 years old today. Going to take a break. Mike McKnight has got an opinion, then we'll check in with Alan Walker, the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. He's got good news, folks. It's on the way. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience Cycle Chelan, held June 24th, 2023. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Metric Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships and other charitable activities of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2023, a route for every rider. Pick your thrill today.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you may be asking what this thing is here, okay? Well, what it is, because I keep punching it, it runs the teleprompter, okay? Now, I'm not the president. I'm not anybody else real important. They don't have the teleprompter set up so that it runs at the right speed for me. So I have to keep punching this button to make it stop and go. So if you're wondering what I'm doing with this, that's what I'm doing. And if you're thinking, boy, that McNaughty really isn't all that bright at all, well, you can join the club. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. Hey, that's my opinion.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
Did you know people 65 or older make up 12% of the U.S. population but consume 34% of all prescription drugs? Protect yourself and your aged loved ones from prescription errors. Always read labels carefully to avoid mistakes. Ask your pharmacist if over-the-counter medicines conflict with your prescriptions, and never skip doses or take more than is prescribed. This message sponsored by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. Call 1-800-572-4459 for prescription assistance.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now, or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Welcome back to the program. C&O Nursery established a campus out here on North Wenatchee Avenue decades ago when nothing was out here. It was C&O, it was VIX, and the roller derby, and now here it is all these years later. North Wenatchee Avenue has grown, also having grown exponentially over the last 50 years is the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. Back with Alan Walker, the follically challenged yet still ruggedly handsome Alan Walker, the executive director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, to give us an update on the fundraiser. First things first, we're here because you have good news.
We have great news. We have closed on the property, and so now it is in the hands of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and the owners, the Snyders, are finishing up moving out their items, and we're getting set to start renovations, and that will begin here shortly. In the next week or two.
So the deal's done. You're the new owners.
The deal is done. We're the new owners, and we're excited about the opportunity to present to the community this new operations for our organization and for the community as a whole.
And of course, the key, and we talked about this before, is consolidate everything. You guys are spread out. You have food storage facilities in one thing, administrative offices in another, storage in yet another place. You guys are all over the place. You want to be under one roof And you talked about this building and this campus suits your purposes almost to a T.
It really does. When we started looking for a place, we had a list of, the checklist of what we needed, and we didn't expect to add to that checklist. This property allowed us to do that. And a couple of those things were additional warehouse space that we can rent out, so that generates some revenue for us, and really just being able to put in a food pantry and commercial kitchen. We were able to check both of those boxes.
So how long does this process take? When did you first sit down with your board and your people and you said, this ain't working? What we have right now is barely functioning as it is, and in 10 years it ain't going to work at all. So just go back to the very beginning of let's find a new home.
Sure. So I was hired on January 28th of 2018, and on January 30th of 2018, we started talking about that. So it really has been almost 5 years we've been talking about really the need to expand our ability to meet the needs. And that really was driven in large part with our food distribution. We've been in the same warehouse for almost 30 years. And so just knowing how things grow, there's been a little bit of population change, dynamic change. The need continues, unfortunately, around food insecurity. And so really it was starting to address how do we expand our food warehouse and do a better job of meeting the needs of our neighbors.
And you could have, at that time, said, let's just half-ass it. We probably have enough money in the bank to swing something. But you said you decided to fully ass it. That was waiting the 5 years was worth it. Yeah,
waiting the 5 years was worth it. We started really about 3 years ago. We had a vision of, okay, let's just take care of the food warehouse. That's something we can do, just like you said.
And that was the need.
And that was the need.
And then COVID came in, and then it was like, boy, that was a really good move.
That was a really good move. And so we paused on that. We've looked at a couple other locations, and this one just, when this came available last late summer, early fall last year, it just really fit the bill.
And it's centrally located. It's the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council, so it serves both counties, including those people in the rural areas. Yeah. But everybody comes to the Wenatchee Valley for whatever the case may be, for doctor's appointments, for whatever, even entertainment on weekends. This is where they're going to come to, and this is where they can come to.
This is where they can come to, and we're right out here on Wenatchee Avenue. We have a main route with Link Transit, both north and south. Stops right in front of the property. So that's just an added bonus for people trying to access services.
So people are going, well, why is Dan talking to Alan if everything's all hunky-dory? Well, I'm here for a reason. We're not quite there yet on the capital campaign.
We're not. We've got a $6 million capital campaign. We're about $439,000 short of that goal. And so we're trying to raise that last bit. We've got the building all paid for and some money to start the renovation work. There's a lot of work to be done to convert it to our needs. But yeah, about $439,000 yet to go to hit that $6 million mark.
One of my viewers out there has a checking account with $440,000 in it. I know it.
Yes.
Just write Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council in the subject line, capital campaign.
Yep.
We're done.
620 Lewis Street, just drop it in the mail and we'll get it.
I think they'll probably hand deliver it to you.
I will meet you wherever you want to. If you want to write a check for $440,000, I will come and meet you and accept that personally.
So in the meantime, the timeline is you got the property, so you're going to start that process.
We're going to start that process. We're going to start
talk about that. Talk about the next, say, 6 to 8 months.
Sure. So here in the next week, I would guess we'll have contractors on site. They'll start getting our food pantry operations up and running, installing the new cooler and freezer units, converting some space into that food pantry for folks. Then we'll kind of move into phase 2, starting probably mid-July, late July, and phase 2 will be the installation of the commercial kitchen and renovation of the office space. That will probably take us up until real close to Christmas of this year.
And this being a former nursery, the infrastructure here is actually pretty good. It suits your needs, does it not?
The infrastructure really suits our needs well. It's just a matter of converting some of that internal space for the food pantry and the commercial kitchen. The power is to the facility, so we've got lots of power here, water source, so that's not an issue. It's just a matter of getting that where we need it.
So good news, they closed the deal, they have a new home, but if anybody has ever bought a home in your life knows, now the real process begins. So.
Absolutely, yes, yes, it does. But we're excited to be to this phase and just look forward to hopefully by the end of the year being here, and we're scheduling to do a big open house on November 16th I'm going to put it out there.
So it's already
November 16th, it's already there. Business After Hours will be here. Whether we're fully open or not, we're going to have it.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write you a check right now, Alan, for $440,000.
Awesome.
I'm going to date it October of 2037. Is that going to be a problem?
Okay. No, because we can always convert that to a different date.
That's what Whiteout's for. Yeah, I forgot about that. Keep us in the loop, Alan.
Will do.
Please.
Will do. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Welcome back to the program. The year was 1973. Richard Nixon was in the White House. If you could buy gas, it was almost impossible to buy gas thanks to the OPEC oil embargo. And the number one song in America in 1973, Tony Orlando's Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. 1973 sucked, with one notable exception. The Master Gardeners program began courtesy of Washington State University and now celebrates his 50th birthday this weekend. And here to talk about it, probably the most well-known master gardener around here, but Russ Hemphill couldn't make it. So instead we have our friend Bonnie Orr and the new, what's your title, Marco? I want to say development coordinator or something?
Just plain coordinator.
Plain coordinator. Yeah. Marco Martinez joins us. Hi.
Hi, you know, Cisco was one of the original master gardeners.
Way back, he's class of 73?
Mm-hmm.
Your class of 96, which was the first class in which the master gardeners
Chelan Douglas.
Chelan Douglas Master Gardeners had it here in Chelan and Douglas County. And now it's all over the state and in Canada, I believe, by now.
And in Australia. When I lived in Australia, they had started master gardeners.
Get out of town.
No.
You grew up in farm country, eastern Montana. You kind of had a green thumb to begin with. But when this was launched here in the mid-90s, and you graduated in 96, the first class, why did you do it, Bonnie?
Because in 1973, they had started it in Oregon as well, I guess 74, and I had wanted to do it, but my work schedule wouldn't fit in with the training. So that had always been in the back of my mind.
And
I was a master composter already. In 92, I became a master composter.
And then you became a master gardener.
Right. I wanted to become a garden educator.
But why? I mean, what was it, just because you always wanted to, or you had a bad year with the tomatoes, or what was it?
No, you know something, I've always been interested in learning more about how things work and how plants work. And you know, I'm really into soils and soil temperature, and I just really think that you can garden more effectively with less environmental impacts. It's the truth.
The first thing I ever learned from Bonnie when we did the late lamented green thumbs and dirty knees is how many people never bother to test their soil.
Right.
They just plant something and hope it grows without actually testing the soil.
Or check for insects, or you know, lots of other things. Yeah.
No regrets?
No, yeah. I've enjoyed it ever. I've done over 8,000 hours, and so I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
And you're kind of the ambassador of it. You even rode in the Stamone Growers Grand Parade for crying out loud.
I know, it was too cool. Because, you know, I told you my dad was in the 1928 Apple Blossom Parade, yeah.
So you are, if anybody's the face of the Master Gardeners, it's you. But this organization has really taken off, just especially in the last 10 years.
We have what, 25 at least different activities?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many activities. I've been involved with all of them over the years, but some of them are my more favorites, and everybody develops their own expertise, which is really cool.
Do you sometimes find yourself like the family doctor who you run into at Albertsons? And, hi, Bonnie. Hey, by the way, my asparagus isn't growing really. Do you get that unsolicited advice all the time?
All the time. All the time. Yeah.
And you just do it with a smile on your face?
Yes, because I mean, when people are truly interested, you know, sometimes they ask for my autograph.
Why hasn't you? Really?
Yes.
Nobody's ever asked for my autograph, except when I signed subpoena papers. That's another story altogether. Why do you think it's grown so exponentially, especially recently?
Because people love to garden, and they find out that we give accurate science-based answers. And many times people have heard things from uncles and great-grandmothers and things, and it doesn't really work, and so they turn to us. And then our word gets out because we find the answers, and they're science-based, and it works.
People call you, people email you with all kinds of issues. They send in samples.
Right.
I've been in the basement of your campus on Douglas Street, and I've seen people walk in with sod from their yard.
Well, we insist they take a square, a square foot. Yes.
I mean, who'd have thought?
Yeah.
And the nice part about it, Dan, is that it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's unbiased and it's free.
Yeah.
And this Saturday, what are you going to be doing this Saturday?
I'm going to be doing a thing with soils. I'm going to help people figure out what kind of soil they have, because that means that they fertilize more reasonably and they also use water more wisely.
And you're a big proponent of less fertilizer. You've been on that from the get-go.
The appropriate amount of fertilizer is what I'm going to propose.
Because most people overdo it, as we've talked about before.
Yeah, a little is good, more is better.
We're at the Community Education Garden. By the way, is that a new sign, Marco? Is that new?
Yes.
Yeah, right off of Western and Springwater. Talk about Saturday. Talk about the wing ding.
Okay, Saturday, 10 a.m. To 1 p.m. Here at the CEG, what we call the CEG, and it's actually 13 gardens in one garden. So spread out throughout the garden is going to be master gardeners sharing their expertise, their knowledge. And so if there's a topic that interests you, for example, the roses here over my shoulder, if you want answers to your rose questions, there'll be someone here, more than one person here to answer those questions. If you want to learn about compost, there'll be someone in our compost section. We have a native plant section. Likewise, there's even going to be a kids section here over my shoulder, where if you want to bring the family, we'll have events, activities for the kids to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's 10 to 1. You don't have to come for all 3 hours. If you want to do, there's going to be plenty for you to do. But if you want to sneak in for 90 minutes, you can jam it all in 1.5 hours.
Bonnie, have you discovered in all your years that people who are into gardening, is it like, I just like to grow roses, or I just like to grow tulips, or I just like to grow tomatoes? But do they normally start with one thing, before you know it, they're doing 6 or 7 different things?
I think that's a really true statement. My mother always grew roses, and I just want to grow roses also. And then they find out that really there's perennials, and yes, I think that's really true. Once you have a bit of success, you build on your success.
And this Community Education Garden, CEG, as Marco just told us.
In 2006, right?
Is that when this was put in?
When it started,
yes.
Yeah.
This is like a microcosm of everything that's possible.
Well,
you grow it all here.
It's a demonstration garden, and so people can see what thrives and what kind of problems. We have the same problems that everybody else does. We have irrigation problems, and we know how to fix. We have insect problems, and we know what to do about them.
It's constantly evolving. There's plants coming, there's plants going. Yeah, it's a little kind of science experiment.
Speaking of plants, how did the plant sale go in April? Did that go well?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Good.
We sold out pretty quick. There are people lined up, and the goal next year is to not sell out as quickly, so more people can enjoy it.
Bonnie, is one of the things that's kept you involved in this organization for so long the fact that you're always learning something new?
Yes.
I mean, you're the expert of experts, and yet there's still more to be learned.
The master gardeners are required to do a thing called continuing education. And like, I write for the Wenatchee World. Well, I have to research in order to be able to write those articles. And also when people ask questions or new developments have come up, like growing degree days, I am very interested in that type of thing with the heat, which when plants bloom and also when their insect pests come out. Well, so I've been reading about that, from other universities that have been doing research. Yes, all the time.
And there's no denying the fact that one of the things you have to keep up with as a master gardener is climate change. It's a fact. We've seen it. We've seen brutally hot summers. That's something that you always have to keep on your radar, right?
Right, and what do you do at it? You know, mulching, remember my favorite?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thatched my yard again this year.
Oh, good.
It's just going crazy.
Right.
It loves it. I have a big oak tree in my yard, and it dropped a lot of leaves late, as you know, because of what was going on. Thatched it, yard's doing great.
Great.
Thanks to you.
Okay.
And people still watch Green Thumbs and Dirty Knees.
I know, and we had so much fun with
We
that.
did, and we haven't done a new episode in like 3.5 years, and people still watch it. This is the community education garden, but there's other gardens that Bonnie and I have done in the course of the years over the show. Marco, talk about that, because there's going to be some other programs there too, right?
Yes, actually the 17th. So the following Saturday is our third Saturday. We typically have something in this garden happening, but we've decided we're going to do garden tours for all our gardens. So if you visit the pollinator garden at the Leavenworth Fish Hatchery, it's going to be open from 10 to 2 for tours. And likewise, the Zero Escape Garden along Riverfront Park, there by the Miniature Railway. The Boswell Garden at the Kashmir Fairgrounds will be open also. And it seems like I'm missing one.
Japanese.
Oh, the Japanese garden. Sorry, Itor. But yeah, that'll be open also from 10 to 2. That's at the corner of 9th and Eastmont Avenue.
How's Marco working out so far? What's the word?
We are so excited. We are so excited. We cannot tell you, everybody is crazy about him. Okay. Absolutely the best thing that's happened to us for a very, very long time.
You like the new gig? What, in December? Is that when you got the gig?
November. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's been a little over 6 months. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the interaction. It's a wonderful group of volunteers. They're all motivated, and it's just a large knowledge base to tap. But, yeah.
This Saturday for the 50th birthday party, do you have to buy tickets? I mean, is it free? How does that work?
It's free. There's no cost. You can go on Eventbrite and register, but it's not necessary. We just kind of want to get an idea how many people we might expect. There's going to be refreshments. It's basically for that sort of thing. But yeah, so come on out. It's between 10 and 1 on Saturday.
How does one become, I'll leave it with you, Bonnie. How does one become a master gardener? What does one do?
That's Marco No. Okay, you can go to our website, Chelan Douglas Master Gardeners, and you can put your name in, and then there's an interview process in October or something.
Yep.
And then in January the classes start, and the classes are mostly videos and online. But then there is a weekly class. And we are not sure yet sometimes we do evenings, sometimes we do weekends. You know, we try to, so people who work or people have other interests. And then you take classes from January until the beginning of May.
And then you're certified, but then you have to do your CE classes to keep that certification up.
That's right.
So actually, you go through the training, you finish that, you become an intern like during the summer, and there's a checklist of things you got to do. And then by the end of the year, you become certified. So
it's a process.
Yes,
It's not like, okay, your check cleared the bank, here's your badge. It doesn't work that way.
No, and the last requirement is field trips that Paula Denius and I run, and we find a place. Rocky Reach Dam they're fabulous gardens, but they have so many garden problems, and it's just wonderful. And so we have these little flags, and the interns have to be able to identify the problem and what you would do about it. And so it gets them right down there, you know, starting out.
You like teaching?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She's good at it.
Is she?
Yeah, very good at it.
I'll trust your word.
She's one of our instructors during those in-person classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This Saturday, again, you can go to there. All I did is Google Chelan Douglas Master Gardeners. Everything popped right up. It's all right there. And don't forget, you guys have a foundation. This place doesn't run itself. You have a foundation. That's what the plant sale was all about, right? To raise money for the foundation. And there's also sponsors for this weekend, right? Correct. We're not going to put you on the spot, buddy, to name them all. We'll just name Local Telecommunications, our parent company, and a bunch of other people. They know who they are. It's nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
I get to see you on the solstice?
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay.
Have a great time on Saturday.
Oh, we're going to, aren't we?
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be
Absolutely.
great fun.
Thanks for having us.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
The Wenatchee Valley,
Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Coastal is celebrating 60 years, and we have you to thank for it. Stop by today for everything your country needs for the perfect summer. Whether you're camping and kayaking or spending time in your own backyard, Coastal has it all. From clothing and gear to pet food, footwear, coolers, grills, and more. The great outdoors is calling, and Coastal is celebrating. Stop by, scan the QR code, or enter online to win big prizes during our 60th anniversary. Visit Coastal today, or find us online at coastalcountry.com.
Raining lightly here in the big city. We've cooled a couple of degrees outside of our studios. It's now 64 degrees. It was 66 when this show started. We're going to see for the first time in a very long time our afternoon high temperature below normal. But the one thing I'm really keeping an eye on is the rain. How long is it going to last and when does it taper off? Because, of course, Wenatchee High School's commencement exercises are outdoors. Rain or shine, it doesn't matter. It's going to be outside at Lee Boffin Field at the Apple Bowl. Festivities begin at 8 o'clock, and don't forget, we will be televising it right here on the NCW Life channel live. And it looks like right now, as I'm looking at the hourly forecast, I brought it up on my computer. This is the hour-by-hour forecast. Looks like by 8 o'clock tonight, most of the rain will be gone. Could still see a couple of residual raindrops, but I think we could be dry for commencement exercises. Let's get right to the details. Well, rain today, yeah. High today of 72. That's actually below normal. 58 for the overnight low tonight. The low, which is currently right over the Oregon-Washington state border, is going to start moving on out in the overnight hours tonight. Still a little bit residual from that on Saturday, but warmer. High of 80 degrees and fairly dry. And then here comes another ridge of high pressure that's going to be establishing itself by the early part of next week, meaning back to sunny and hot. And we will see you Monday. Bye-bye.
What is an educational service district? Well, today I'll be introducing you to the North Central Educational Service Districts. From services to programs, the NCESD has no shortage of comprehensive strategies to offer educators and schools across our region. I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, your host on Network TV, and joining me in just a few minutes are three guests from the NCESD to talk about the wide array of programs, services, and support they provide to 29 school districts in North Central Washington.